I'd like to start by thanking my parents for this evening. Congratulate you on your recent 42nd anniversary. Thank you for raising me the way you did. There must have been a method to the madness. I got turned out okay. And Kay, thank you for being my sister, my friend, my confidant for all these years. Vanessa and I would also like to thank Tony and Jeanette Savali for a wonderful weekend and for the events of tomorrow. And thank you for raising such a wonderful woman in Vanessa. And this Savali family. And I'll echo what Julie and Amy were saying, that they just welcomed you with open arms. And I don't know what the other ex-girlfriends and boyfriends were like, but they're unbelievable. It's just really blown away by the love and support that they've shown me and my family over the past couple of years. And really the closeness of your extended family is just truly unique. And I'd also like to point out, you even take care of my pale skin. You might have noted there's one slide in there where I, on Christmas morning, was opening up some new sunscreen. It was my stocking that Mrs. Savali put together, and she gave me sunblock with SPF 80. It came with a paintbrush to apply it. Even Amy only got 50. But I actually I thought about this. I figured out why you got 50. I got better protection because I'm a Yankees fan. But to the Savalis and Capells, we made it. The weekend is finally here. It was a whirlwind.
Jersey!
Thank you to everybody that pitched in along the way. I really want to call out Julie in particular. She just went above and beyond. And the slideshow tonight, amazing. And so for all those single people out there, the Julie Savali wedding planning business, I think, is officially over. And thanks to everybody else here tonight who's come from far away from here to make a weekend of it. It means the world to us. I think everybody knows that I love to mix my family and friends together, and so this night, this weekend, is just unbelievable for me. And Marissa, I'd like to personally thank you for introducing us. And the many others, you included in this room, who helped convince Vanessa to actually call me back. And go on a second date with a big hairy guy. Although, as you noted, I don't take it personally anymore. I now know that she really doesn't answer her phone much anyway. So your voicemail is probably full just with my own voicemails. But I had my doubts. I mean, we went out to karaoke. I asked you to come up and do a duet with me and Bon Jovi, and you said no. I'm thinking, she's great, but how could I really spend the rest of my life with someone? But every rose has its thorn. But I want to tell you about the Vanessa that I fell in love with. And I love how independent she is. She's competitive. She's tough, and I mean that in a positive way, although she can be tough in a negative way too. Thank you to Mike and Anthony for teasing her entire life, because she can tolerate me now. She's an amazing cook. She finds clothes that actually fit me. And shoes, too, which is hard to do. She's an unbelievably talented jewelry designer. There's a couple stories that I love about Vanessa I think really will give you a good idea of the type of person she is if you don't know her well. I love the fact that back in high school, she decided she was going to play tennis one year. And she had never played organized tennis before in her life. And all the other girls in Scarsdale had spent thousands of hours, thousands of dollars taking classes, going to personal trainers to make the tennis team. Vanessa picked up a racket and went down to tryouts, beat everyone at the tryouts, and made the team.
Ooh, yeah.
She was also captain of her soccer team, as we heard tonight. And she'd been recruited by several Division I teams. And her junior year, she blew out her knee. Had to get surgery. The doctors, several doctors, lots of other people were telling her her soccer career is finished for good. Well, you don't tell Vanessa anything she doesn't want to hear. She felt otherwise. She trained, she rehabbed, she came back, and then she walked on to the team at Villanova. And she does that kind of thing every day. And I love the fact that she spent about 8 months on Wall Street, decided it wasn't for her, and moved to the treehouse every morning. I also love the fact that she got a waitressing job and was fired on her first day because she skipped work to go surfing. But she made her way back to New York, took really an entry-level job at Ralph Lauren, has gotten promoted 3 or 4 times in as many years, and she's just unbelievable in that way. Vanessa's also very smart. For example, I lived with Seth for a while in the East Village, and I was looking for a new apartment, and she happened to find me a nice apartment down in the Lower East Side, which just happened to be around the corner from her apartment, and happened to be across the street from her favorite jewelry store, as I found out. And now that I had picked out the ring, 6 months later it was time to ask permission. I remember calling Mr. Savali and to invite him to dinner. He knew exactly why I was calling. He already had restaurant suggestions. He knew what train stop to pick me up at and even what time. And we went to Pasta, which is this diamond in the rough restaurant in the middle of the Bronx. And you know, I got in there and I actually had a fleeting panic. I said, why did he have the restaurant already picked out? Why does he know everyone in there? I'm deep in the Bronx and I don't know where I am. He's sitting facing the door and our back is turned. His name is Tony Savali, he's in construction. But in all seriousness, he made it easy. I still remember the ride up to meet him. I was genuinely excited, and it was a great night. So just briefly on the story of our engagement, Vanessa does not like surprises at all, so you really have to be pretty sly about getting her to do anything. You get to use these tricks to get her anywhere. And so, after a little nap on my floor at the office, because she was tired, I went down to my favorite Italian restaurant, our favorite Italian restaurant in the East Village. And I didn't think she caught on to anything that was going on. Her dressed pretty casually. And I was sure that she didn't catch on when she gently reminded me of her biological clock. And when were we going to get married? She probably didn't help that I started laughing at her. I knew that the engagement was seconds away. And then when I got down on one knee outside of where we met, she started yelling at me. She said, "Get up, it's not funny, stop messing with me. Get your pants dirty." But we got through it, I think. At some point she said yes. Nessie?
Oh.
We made it. Wedding planning wasn't easy, but we pulled it off. I'm glad that you were always there for my meltdowns. I'm glad that I was there for yours. We didn't have too many simultaneous meltdowns, but fortunately had a lot of red wine. Thank you for being there for me and for my family. I will always be there for you. You make me laugh every single day. There's something about Vanessa. She's a big movie fan. She watches hundreds, thousands of movies. This so happens that it's all the same movie. It's a movie called The Notebook. And guys, if you haven't seen it,
It's horrible. It's horrible.
and guys, please, you might want to put earmuffs on for this. It's a little sappy, but I have a line from the movie for you. The best love is the kind that awakens the soul and makes us reach for more. That plants a fire in our hearts and brings peace to our minds. That's what you've given me, and that's what I hope to give you forever. I love you. I'll be seeing you.